AI is creating an enormous new demand for computing power, and keeping all those processors cool can require enormous resources. Almost every watt of electricity those processors consume eventually becomes heat, and somehow we have to get that heat out. Some data centers solve that problem with cooling systems that evaporate water into the atmosphere. It works, but water can become a serious issue. But here's a wild possibility. What if some of those giant AI data centers didn't have to stay on Earth at all? An orbital data center could combine sealed computer modules, solar power, closed-loop liquid cooling, and enormous thermal radiators. Space also gives us an incredible energy source, powerful sunlight without clouds or atmospheric interference blocking the solar panels. That electricity could directly power thousands, and eventually perhaps millions, of AI processors operating continuously above Earth. But there's a catch most people don't expect. Space may be cold, but the vacuum itself doesn't magically cool a computer. Instead, cold plates pull heat directly from the processors, while pumps circulate liquid coolant through a completely sealed loop. That coolant carries the heat to enormous radiator panels, which release the energy into space as infrared radiation. And that's the biggest cooling challenge. A gigantic AI facility creates gigantic amounts of heat, which means the radiators may have to be enormous. Then come the other problems: launch cost, maintenance, radiation, orbital debris, communications, and somehow replacing hardware when something eventually fails. And here's the amazing part. None of this requires breaking the laws of physics. The technology works. The question is whether we can make it cheap enough and big enough to matter.